Listen closely, because what I'm about to share will change how you see yourself forever. There's a moment in every person's life when they realize their worth wasn't seen by someone who should have cherished it. And that moment can either break you or build you into something unstoppable. Today, we're choosing the second option. You know what's interesting about human nature? We always recognize value after it's gone. The warmth of the sun matters most when clouds cover it. The comfort of home hits different when you're far away. And the irreplaceable nature of a genuine soul becomes crystal clear only after walking away from it. But here's what I need you to understand right now, right here in this moment. Their regret is not your responsibility. Their realization is not your validation. Their awakening is not your invitation to go backward. Let me tell you something powerful about self-worth that nobody teaches you in school. Your value doesn't increase because someone finally noticed it. Your value was always there, constant and unwavering, like the sun behind the clouds. They just weren't equipped to see it at the time, and that's on them, not on you. Think about this for a second. When a master painter creates a masterpiece, does the painting become more valuable because one person walked past it without looking? Does the diamond lose its brilliance because it sat undiscovered in the earth for centuries? Does the ocean become less magnificent because someone chose to stare at a puddle instead? Absolutely not. You are that masterpiece, that diamond, that ocean. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're wondering if you should feel satisfaction in their regret. You're contemplating whether their late recognition means something. You're questioning if this changes the narrative of your story. Let me be direct with you. Their regret is simply proof that you were right about your worth all along. It's confirmation, not revelation. You already knew your value. They're just catching up. But while they're busy playing catch up, you need to be sprinting forward. Because here's the truth that will set you free today. The best revenge isn't revenge at all. The best response to being undervalued is becoming so valuable that you're undeniable. The ultimate answer to being overlooked is becoming impossible to ignore, not for them, but for yourself. Every single day you wake up and choose to invest in your growth, you're writing a new chapter. Every moment you decide to heal, instead of harboring bitterness, you're building character. Every time you choose self-respect over nostalgia, you're honoring the person you're becoming. And that person is remarkable. Let's talk about the silent clues, the signs that someone regrets losing you. They start watching your social media more closely. They randomly reach out with meaningless small talk. They bring up old memories like breadcrumbs leading back to the past. They suddenly appear in spaces they know you'll be. They ask mutual friends about you, fishing for information. They compare new people to you, even indirectly. But here's what matters more than all those signs combined. What are you doing while they're busy regretting? Are you thriving or just surviving? Are you growing or just going through the motions? Are you healing or just hiding? Because this moment right now is your defining moment. You can either let their regret become your ego boost, or you can let your growth become your greatest achievement. One keeps you tied to the past, the other propels you into your future. Choose wisely. I want you to understand something fundamental about human psychology. People don't regret losing good things. They regret losing great things. They don't miss what was easy. They miss what was rare. They don't look back at ordinary. They look back at extraordinary. So if someone regrets losing you, it means you were never ordinary to begin with. You brought something to the table that can't be replicated or replaced. Your energy, your love, your presence, your essence, it was unique. And now they know it. But knowing it doesn't entitle them to have it back. Recognizing value after discarding it doesn't grant them another chance. Regretting a decision doesn't undo the choice they made. Actions have consequences, and sometimes those consequences are permanent, not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. Let me share a perspective that might shift everything for you. When someone loses you and regrets it, they're not actually missing you. They're missing the version of themselves they were when they had you. They're missing how you made them feel, how you elevated their life, how you added value to their existence. But that's not love. That's convenience wrapped in nostalgia. Real love doesn't need loss to recognize worth. Real appreciation doesn't require absence to understand presence. Genuine value isn't learned through regret. It's honored in the moment. So when you see those silent clues of their regret, remember this. They're not clues about you. They're revelations about them. They're not signs you should return. They're confirmations you should keep going. They're not invitations to reconnect. They're validations to keep rising. Now, let's talk about what you should actually do with this knowledge. First, acknowledge it without attachment. Yes, they regret it. Note it. Filed. Moving on. Don't let their regret become your mental real estate. Don't rent space in your head to someone who vacated your life. Their feelings are their burden to carry, not yours to manage. Second, use it as fuel, not as an anchor. Let their regret remind you of your worth. Then multiply that worth by working on yourself. Let it be the spark that ignites your transformation, not the chain that keeps you tied to yesterday. Let it motivate your glow up, not justify your looking back. Third, protect your peace like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Their regret might knock on your door, but you control who gets to enter. Their nostalgia might text at midnight, but you control your response time, or if you respond at all. Their realization might try to rewrite history, but you control your narrative now. And that narrative, it's about to be legendary. Here's something nobody tells you about walking away from people who didn't value you. It creates space. Space for new opportunities, new connections, new versions of yourself. Space for people who see your worth without needing to lose you first. Space for experiences that add to your life instead of subtracting from your peace. Space for the kind of love that celebrates you in the present, not regrets you in the past. That space is sacred. Don't fill it with people who had their chance and chose differently. Don't crowd it with relationships that already proved they weren't built to last. Don't waste it on what ifs when what is waiting to be extraordinary. Let me tell you what real power looks like. Real power is not needing their regret to feel validated. Real power is not checking to see if they're watching your success. Real power is building a life so fulfilling that their opinion becomes irrelevant. Real power is healing so completely that their return wouldn't even tempt you. That's the level you're aiming for. Not revenge, not proving a point, not making them jealous. Pure, authentic indifference that comes from genuine happiness. The kind of happiness that doesn't need an audience. The kind of peace that doesn't need validation. The kind of love for yourself that doesn't need their regret to confirm it. Now, I'm going to challenge you with something uncomfortable. Ask yourself honestly, why do you care if they regret losing you? Is it because you want them back, or because you want to feel worthy? Is it because you still love them, or because you need to believe you were lovable? Is it because you miss them, or because you miss feeling chosen? These questions matter because the answers determine your next move. If you're looking for their regret to heal your wounds, you're giving them power they don't deserve. If you're waiting for their recognition to move forward, you're stuck in a prison they don't even know they built. If you're measuring your worth by their belated realization, you're still letting them define you, and you are too magnificent to be defined by anyone's limited perception. Here's the beautiful irony of the whole situation. The more you stop caring about their regret, the more you embody the qualities that made you irreplaceable. The more you focus on your own growth, the more you become the person they wish they hadn't lost. The more you invest in your peace, the more you radiate the energy that initially attracted them. But by then, you're so far ahead that their regret is just background noise. You're running your race, achieving your goals, living your best life, and they're stuck at the starting line, looking back at what could have been. It's not something to celebrate with arrogance. That's something to acknowledge with grace. Because you're not better than them, you're just better for yourself now. You're not superior, you're just on a different path. You're not winning a competition, you're just winning at life. Let's address the elephant in the room. What if they actually come back and want another chance? What if the regret turns into an apology, an explanation, a grand gesture? What if they promise they've changed, grown, realized their mistake? Here's what you do. You pause. You don't react from emotion. You respond from wisdom. You don't rush back because it feels good. You evaluate whether it's actually good for you. You don't make decisions from nostalgia. You make choices from clarity. Ask yourself these critical questions before even considering it. Have they actually changed, or are they just lonely? Have they done the work, or are they just saying the words? Are they offering something new or repackaging something old? Can you trust them with your heart again, or would you be sleeping with one eye open? Would returning honor your growth or undo your progress? These aren't questions to answer quickly or lightly. These are soul-searching, truth-telling, future-protecting questions. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do for both of you is to wish them well and keep walking. Not because you're bitter, but because you're wiser. Not because you haven't forgiven, but because you've learned. Not because they're unworthy of love, but because you're worthy of better. Here's a truth that might sting at first, but will liberate you eventually. Some people are meant to be chapters in your story, not the whole book. Some relationships are meant to teach you, not last forever. Some connections are designed to show you what you don't want, so you recognize what you do want. And their regret, it's the closing sentence of that chapter. It's the lesson learned, the growth achieved, the transformation completed. It's not the beginning of a new chapter, it's the end of an old one. And you, my friend, are the author of what comes next. You get to decide if the next chapter is about revenge or renaissance. You get to choose if the next section is about proving something or becoming something. You get to write whether the climax is about them or about you. Choose you. Every single time, choose you. Let me paint you a picture of what your life looks like when you fully embrace this mindset. You wake up in the morning not wondering if they're thinking about you, but excited about what you're going to accomplish today. You check your phone not hoping for their message, but engaging with people who consistently show up for you. You make decisions not based on what they might think, but based on what aligns with your values and goals. You invest energy not in analyzing their behavior, but in building your dreams. You feel joy not because they finally see your worth, but because you see it yourself and you're living accordingly. That's freedom, that's power, that's the life waiting for you on the other side of this moment. But you have to choose it deliberately and consistently. You have to wake up every day and recommit to your own well-being. You have to guard your peace like a warrior protects their kingdom. You have to love yourself with the intensity you once used to love them. And when you do that consistently, something magical happens. Their regret becomes irrelevant, not because you're trying to make it irrelevant, but because you're genuinely living beyond it. Not because you're pretending not to care, but because you authentically don't anymore. Not because you've replaced them with someone else, but because you found yourself again. And yourself, that's the greatest love story ever written. Let's talk about the transformation that happens when you shift your focus, when you stop obsessing over their regret and start investing in your growth. You become magnetic. Opportunities find you because you're open to receiving them. People gravitate toward you because your energy is no longer depleted by the past. Success follows you because you're actually present enough to work toward it. Love discovers you because you're finally available for something real. And the beautiful part, none of it requires their validation. None of it needs their regret to fuel it. None of it depends on them finally seeing what they lost. It's all you, baby. Your work, your energy, your commitment to becoming your best self. They might regret losing you, but you're too busy becoming unforgettable to everyone who deserves you. Here's what I want you to remember every single day moving forward. You are not defined by who stayed or who left. You are not determined by who valued you or who overlooked you. You are not validated by who regrets losing you or who's indifferent to your absence. You are defined by how you rise after falling. You are determined by what you build from broken pieces. You are validated by the respect you maintain for yourself when others don't. That's your identity. That's your truth. That's the foundation you build your future on. And when that foundation is solid, nothing, not their regret, not their return, not their realization, can shake you. You become unshakable because your worth isn't negotiable. You become unstoppable because your peace isn't for sale. You become unforgettable because your authenticity is undeniable. So yes, they might regret losing you. The signs might be there clear as day. But the real question isn't about their regret. The real question is, what are you becoming in their absence? Are you becoming bitter or better? Are you becoming stuck or unstoppable? Are you becoming defined by loss or refined by growth? That's the question that matters. That's the answer that determines your future. And I believe in you to choose the answer that honors the incredible person you are. You've got this, not because they regret it, but because you're worth it. Not because they finally see it, but because you've always been it. Not because they came back, but because you kept going forward. And that, my friend, is the most powerful position you can possibly hold. Now go out there and show the world, not them, the world, what they missed out on. Show yourself what you're capable of when you're not dimming your light for someone who couldn't appreciate it. Show your future what's possible when you leave the past where it belongs, and watch as your life transforms in ways that make their regret look like the smallest footnote in your greatest chapter. You are worthy, you are valuable, you are irreplaceable. And anyone who regrets losing you is simply confirming what you already knew. Now take that confirmation and build an empire with it. Take that validation and create a life with it. Take that knowledge and become unstoppable with it. Your best days aren't behind you, they're ahead of you. And they're waiting for you to show up fully, completely, unapologetically. So go claim them. Go create them. Go become them. The world is waiting for the version of you that's no longer held back by who didn't see your worth. Go be that person, starting right now.